scene as you guys are just outside of this hut. What are you all doing?
You guys want to follow me?
No, but I think I'm
to-
going to.
I'll pull you over to the side real quick and just be like, so how messed up are you?
I mean, I've just done a couple of natural foods. Just near average fun guy.
Okay, we'll go this way a little bit, but be careful. We do have a child with us.
She'll be fine. I did this whole dance and like moved around. There's nobody on this island just but us. I mean, look at the rain.
Well,
Nobody wants.
I'm not necessarily worried
anything.
about people. There could be animals out here as well.
I haven't seen one rattlesnake today, and there were like thousands of them. So yeah, just keep an eye out for those guys.
Wait, what snakes? Mariah says.
Why were there rattlesnakes? There shouldn't be.
Well, if you run across any rattlesnakes, just don't move. Let them.
We're in Detroit, man.
I mean, I don't make the rules. I just know what I saw. So I start. Let's just go this way. It's north. We're just gonna go north a little ways. We'll come right back.
Okay, I will reluctantly start following.
All right. As you guys follow Nord tripping balls into the wild forest, it seems like he knows where he's going at first. Maybe up ahead it looks like there's a little bit of a footpath. You're going within maybe 5-10 minutes. The ground is such to where it's like you're hiking. So there's the high ground, the low ground. You're going up and down, crossing felled trees and this sort of thing through the brush. It's all whipping around you and such. And you have to move it out of the way. Going through Nord, you're going through a bunch of webs, spider webs, all these things, basically very ill prepared because none of you were expecting to hike. And about 10 minutes into your trip, it slowly dawns on all of you but Nord that you're not on a path. And you're lost on the island. As you get to this point where it's not a cliff per se, but it's a sheer or nearly sheer grade. You could descend it, holding on to roots and trees and that sort of thing, and you can see how the quote unquote path kind of bends around off towards the north. You can see this little premonition, rainwater falling down, maybe a little cave and a small pool of water. So you can go around this way, or you could attempt to descend into this miniature hollow. Visibility is very low. You can see maybe 20, 30 feet in front of you because the forest is so dense. The trees are 40, 50, 60 feet tall, almost completely blocking out the sky, which is still rumbling. You hear the rain. That probably fades to the background because it's so constant. But as you sit there and listen, you can hear that the storm is still going. Very strong. Yep. What you doing?
Just past this hill. This we just gotta cross this little hill. I'm sure it's just we're just gonna go just around this next little bend, just on the other side of this area, that
Mariah
Can I
says,
build-
we're lost.
can I bid a background?
Bidding would be a good idea.
Yeah. So
Yeah, what do you bid?
I'm gonna bid ranger.
Oh, yeah, good. And what are you trying to accomplish with this?
To get unlost, or to at least
Yeah, as you bid ranger, as Nord, you look around, you see the lay of the land and whatnot. Being that there's so much water coming down from the sky, it's probably a bad idea to go lower elevation. So you can go back, or you can go around the lip. You do get a sense with ranger of you're pretty sure you're going north.
So I feel like we're kind of going
Yeah, you've kind of been
I
like,
feel like we're going the right direction.
yeah, you pretty
in
much
my
went
stupor.
Central Island, and
Yeah.
now you kind of have a sense of how to get to the northern part.
Sure. Well, I mean, I think I could find our way back. I've been paying attention. So if we get really just a little bit further, and we'll just a little bit further.
I think you could find some other ways that aren't back too.
I'm sure I could find a way back. I've hiked in Nepal. And,
We're lost, aren't we, Mariah says
You're
again.
not lost. It just mileage is just mileage.
All we have
Mom
to do
gets
is
lost
walk.
all the time too.
All we have to do is
No, I
walk until we
don't.
find a beach, and then once we find a beach, we can walk our way back. So we can't really get lost on this island. So don't worry
Mariah
about
looks
that
up at you. But haven't you seen a map? In school they have maps of this island. It's a big island.
Right, but if we walk in one direction till we hit a beach, yeah, it may take us a little bit, but we can't get lost on the island.
I'm
It's not
gonna
that
give
big
you.
of
I'm
an
gonna
island.
look. I'm going to give you 20 more minutes of this goose chase, and then I'm going to start heading back, one way or the other.
Okay. Do I need to bid something else, or does Ranger
Nope,
get us?
you've bid ranger to go north, and everybody else is just following you. So we will
Good.
montage. If you guys have any advancements to drop, you can do that. Remember, when you advance, you can only advance into. You can advance as many times as you want, but you can't do it multiple times in one thing. So you can't go like upgrade 1, upgrade 2. You have to disseminate them, and preferably it's over something that you've done or actually role played. So no one's learned kung fu is my point.
I don't know. I think Nord fighting Cloyce absolutely.
Nord
learned
does
some
not have kung fu. Nope, that's not kung fu. Okay. Oh no, that's you had jujitsu.
Jiu-jitsu. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is more of a grappling thing, sure, but it's good close quarters combat. I mean, that's where you want to be with the zombie, as close to a zombie as possible.
That's right. You want to be right there.
Right
As
there.
we montage, you traverse this more and more difficult terrain. While the canopy protects you from the rainfall, the ground is completely saturated. You're all caked in mud. You're this sort of sucking mud at times. It's all up your pants. Somehow it's gotten on your shirts and such. You're all both humid and wet. There are some mosquitoes. Somehow there are mosquitoes up here, despite the cold. At times you've climbed up and probably gotten a little grumbly. This is a role-playing game, so you don't have to use the bathroom and shit. But we'll say that you have to do that here and there, and you're starting to get a little hungry and thirsty. As you come up to this outcropping, I'm sorry. As you come on top of this rise, trees all over, of course, and there's a bit of a clearing finally. As the hill descends, you see this bowl-shaped clearing, and out ahead, actually, a path appears. And at first, it's packed dirt, which is all slosh and mud. Looks very slippery. But then but from the earth, from the mud, you see some hewn steps, some sort of stone, perhaps concrete, that lead out into the beginning, which you can see of a lake. It's got this very deep aqua water, and there's light rain playing on it, as you can tell because you can't see the sky and such, that it's still underneath the canopy, although it's letting some of the water through. Actions on you all.
Is this what you were coming towards, Nord?
I was kind of hoping for a little more, of a building or something, like a gathering place. And this is just the other. We just reached the other side of the of the other side of the island, basically.
You don't know.
Yeah.
You got no clue. You just know you went north.
Okay.
Can
Well,
I see the lake?
I'm sorry?
Can I see the lake?
Yeah, you see the beginning of it. So you guys are up on this little rise. There's trees all over, so you can't see the whole thing. But there's that path, and then you see the beginning of this lake. That's that just what I described.
yeah.
I'm gonna walk towards the lake.
Do you bid anything to get down there? It is rather slippery looking.
Oh. You know what? I'll wait until I can find maybe an easier way to get towards the lake.
Okay, to do that, you're gonna have to actually do it. So do you bid something, or do you
I
or
bid.
do you stand there?
I bid. My physicality, which is lanky.
You all see Tony lankily start moving down very carefully using the trees on either side.
And they can hold me up
avoiding.
because I'm kind of skinny.
That's right. Avoiding, they kind of bow here and there, avoiding the mud. Maybe your foot catches the mud a few times. You see that there's algae on the stone, and it is incredibly slick. But you make it all the way down to where the stones are, or the actual steps. Yeah, and he's on his way down there. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm going to not try to go down there, but try to walk along the higher ground and get closer, but not go down. See if there is a better way to go down, or if not, just get a better look at the lake from the high ground.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. We'll
Leah
say. We'll say. What do you bid to do this?
Resilient. So I'm doing because I'm.
I'll have you throw down for it.
Okay.
Threshold will be 1. And what about Leah?
Would that be?
Leah will stay close to Mariah and also stay on the high ground with Simon.
Okay. So you kind of follow.
Yeah.
Simon disappears.
Yep, that's 1, so I'm at limbo.
Leah, you note as you're following Simon that this seems to be the path, as in the path that Tony took. As you guys are kind of going off of this goat path that you were on, that Nord led you through, you're hiking up, higher and higher, and going into the bush, essentially. As Simon, you get up to the top of this thing, maybe we'll say a good 30-40 foot above where you were, and you've gone around to where you can just see Nord still standing at the foot of the path. From here, there is a little bit of a break in the forest, and you can see a sliver down below a wider section of the lake. We'll say that you can just barely see Tony walking around down there. From this vantage point, it looks like a man-made lake, perhaps. It's hard to tell. You're so up high, but think of like a pool. So you'd have stone or concrete, perhaps, that surrounds this oval shape, this oval lake.
Okay.
Trying to get a deal of the map really quick. We just need the map have a link.
You want to see the map?
Yeah, that would actually be really good. I mean, it won't help us, but that way at least the chat can have a semblance of what this actually looks like. Well, the map doesn't really show it, actually.
Yeah, the map doesn't show it. I mean, I've got Belle Island, a Y of Belle Island.
Both images.
Part of the map that looks like an island.
Right. Well, this is what I was thinking of. This is Belle Island.
Silliness.
And then the
it's the part that
side
looks like an island.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little pond, and you can kind of see it past the mountain.
Yeah, there you go. So it's a pretty large lake. Looks like maybe 1,000 feet across or so. Simon, if you're looking at the Google Maps of Belle Island, this would be the central lake. So not the sliver at the top and not the far right, the bay. It would be literally almost in the center of the island.
Okay.
So that is the northern part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was gonna say that it's weird how Canada is south.
Yeah.
Good old
All right.
South Canada.
All right, the action's on you all. Nothing happens unless you do something.
I think that,
you just stand there. That's what happens.
Nord was thinking that we'd run into some human thing.
Does Nord say that out loud?
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
I think I was expecting, guys. I was expecting to see like some humanity or some artifacts.
Are you shouting it
Circle
because
or
no one's
something.
around you?
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I'm probably just talking to myself. Mumbling, to myself the whole time. Like he's probably mad at himself, that nothing has worked out quite the way, he's wanted it to, and just like, wow, I think I've led all my friends and they're all kind of like mixed up in different places, and I feel a little bad.
What are the rest of you doing as Nord is sort of just talking to himself? You
So
hear him.
I'm going down to try and get a better look at the lake. And
Yep.
when I
You get
there,
down to the. Go on.
When I get there, I'm going to bid border guard, and the reason I'm going to bid that is because my job has been on the river all this time, and I think I would have a pretty good idea of what the skyline of Windsor and Detroit looks like. And if I know which one I'm looking at, I can pretty much figure out which side of the island I'm on and where we're at.
You have this in mind, Tony, as you descend down into this sort of bowl, and you see this oval lake extending out before you. If it weren't for just a little bit of water that's coming down, it would almost look like a mirror. You look up and you see the trees. The canopy is a little bit thinner here above you, but it's still thick enough to where all of that torrential downpour is being shed off, and you can see bits and pieces. You can see maybe a couple streams that are being fed into this lake. Perhaps that's the reason the lake exists. It's hard to know. The lake does seem quite deep, just from the very deep azure color of it. Very clean, clear, not clear, sorry, a very clean, fresh water. That said, as you look around, you're down in this bowl. You can't see either shore. You can, however, see on the other side of this. First, maybe the first thing that, since you are looking around for a shore, the first thing that you spot is an obvious path. It's on the far end, again, stone stairs or whatever they're made of, hewn. There's 2 posts next to them. Looks like maybe light posts, but you don't see any lights on top of it from this distance, and there's no light coming from it. And the path leads up that way into the forest. So you see 2 paths, one out ahead, and then the one you just came down.
Guys, and I yell, guys, there's a path here. Get over here. Get down here. There's a way to something.
Cool. Let's go that way.
Leah will go ahead and start heading that way. Carefully.
As Tony says this, you guys up top, so Simon and Leah, you're, a few hundred feet up. His voice carries across the water and kind of echoes, so you can just barely hear it. Simon, what are you doing up there? You notice Leah and Mariah turn around and start descending back to where Nord is.
I'll head back as well. And try to climb.
Why don't you make a I'll have you throw down wits as you were up here.
Wits. Two.
With 2 successes, you look around, you do get a narrative point. You look around, and as you're descending, perhaps maybe almost grumbling that, you didn't find what you were looking for, and you're going to have to traverse that grade after all. You see something stuck in the dirt on top of the hill, maybe just a little bit further. It does not look natural. It looks
like the opposite direction.
Yeah, like 20 feet from where you were standing. As you're starting to descend, you just happen to look over and see something kind of sticking out of the ground. It looks small, palm-sized.
Leah, I think I see something. You guys go on. I'll catch up. And I'll go look at it.
Okay, be careful.
As you go over there, investigating it, you see, maybe squatting down looking, you see a pack of cigarettes. It's crumpled up, not like it's been thrown away like litter, crumpled like maybe what was in someone's hand and they squeezed it. You see that there's a few cigarettes actually in it still.
Okay. I'll make a note of the brand.
You see it is Noblesse, which is Noblesse. And we'll say there's 3 cigarettes in the pack if you want to take them.
I'm not going to, but I want to make a note. I want to make a note so that way if I see somebody else smoking them or run
Mhm.
across someone. And then I'll
Yep.
head back to join the rest.
You do. As you guys get back to where Nord is, how are you guys getting down this grade?
Can
Or you just
bid-
slip and slide?
Can I teach these guys some rock climbing? Is that as a trait that I have?
There's no rock climbing. Like there's no
It's not-
jugs or crimps
climbing?
to descend. This is
yeah,
more
climbing. It's more
like
like
hiking.
climbing, like hiking, climbing.
You can use it. You can use it.
It seems like
definitely not the same
that
skill.
It's not like we're dangling. It's it's just like kind of guide them through, like don't step on that rock because that rock is loose.
So basically, what you're doing is you're aiding them in your descent.
Can I aid them in the descent? Because this is kind of like my natural. Like I'm very comfortable in the woods, and
I dig it.
I've spent a
Okay,
lot
so
of
that's
time.
what you bid. That's what you bid to get down. What is your grace?
My grace
Mm-hmm.
is 4.
So
D8.
you guys descending this, you can either bid or you can throw down. Up to you. As Nord is doing what he's doing, kind
I'll
of
bid
showing you the right way.
steadfast.
Okay.
And calculating is my nature, so that's what I'll do.
As you all start descending, still following.
And I will and also I'll also bid Mom just to make sure that Mariah gets down safely too.
Hey, we're gonna give you a pip for that.
Yeah.
For remembering the NPC.
Well, that's what I was talking
Sorry,
about,
Mom.
aiding them.
Yeah, wait.
Literally.
Right. So, as you guys all make it down to the bottom, Nord pretty much showing you where to step and where not to step. With his aid, you don't have to throw down at all. Mariah is following close behind you, Leah. As you all get down there, and you find Tony still standing there. Hey, guess what? The action's on you all.
So where's this path?
It's over there. Look at it.
Okay, when I was up higher, it looks like this lake has been man-made. There's stones and stuff around it, so I don't know if it originally was here or not.
Right now we're looking for something man-made. So yeah. Good.
Well, let's head over to this other path. See where it
Yeah, let's
goes.
walk around. I don't. It's a lake, okay? Maybe it'll splash when we walk away. Let's try that. Just trust me. Let's walk away and see if it makes a splash. I know it sounds
Yeah,
crazy.
Mariah looks up at you and goes, "What are you talking about?"
Just
Yeah.
let's give it a shot.
I mean, okay, I guess.
Nord grabs a rock and throws it in the water.
As Nord, in fact, gets a rock and chucks it, sploosh. As you all are walking around this lake, you hear, of course, the water falling into it. You hear the splash of Nord throwing the rock in it. Beyond that, just the sound of the forest, the rain coming down all around you, etc. It's the exact same thing. Nothing is happening. There's a strange feeling. You guys have experienced so many otherworldly seeming, or hard to explain occurrences, one after another, within just hours of another. You're like millennials on TikTok, craving for the next thing, and there's a nervousness maybe that occurs as you're at this lake. It is serene. Nord, you still being high, this is the source, or one of the sources on the island you feel sort of a draw to. Being around here, the place almost resonates like you're inside of a womb or an egg, with some kind of power that seems like it's in the lake, deep, asleep, perhaps.
Is it a comfortable or a terrifying feeling?
It's there. You don't know. I mean, that's kind of up to you. But
Like,
there's almost like a claustrophobic feeling from the rain and such. I think the thought could cross any of your minds at this point. Whatever this place is, whatever happens here, it's not happening right now.
well, I think we should
There might be
head back.
There might be things
Go
to
ahead, that's it.
find. There might be things to find, but it's not going to come out and get you. It's like you've walked into like a closed mall.
It's not time yet.
It's almost like you spent a narrative point so that the person that was gonna be here isn't. And now you wonder why there's no one here.
Yeah,
For example.
Yeah. They were getting their groceries
So
that day.
use it for your advantage, or just walk away from every clue you find. Yeah, the action is on
think we should-
you all.
I think we should get out of here. I don't think there's anything happening here.
I mean, that
That
sounds
was
like
what-
all the more reason to have a look around while it's quiet.
Yeah, it's true. But let's follow this path that Tony found. See where it takes us.
Okay.
I think that's a plan.
We go deeper into the dungeon. Awesome. Is that where you guys go?
Yeah. This
Do you
lake is
investigate anything about this place, or do you just roll?
I
Both are
do
fine.
I do feel like I'm gonna bid, if this is man made, I'm gonna bid journalism and try and like make a mental note to do some research on why they turn this into a lake versus
Sure. Yeah. Just make a note that you actually did it.
Yeah. Or maybe can I use a pip to say that I actually did research this lake?
Yeah, you can.
Can I and why this is man-made versus not?
So go ahead and spend the journalism
I'm
and
going to do one more
drop the
thing.
pip to say that you have done it.
Okay.
Hold on one second. What were we saying, Tony?
I am going to try and flip up some of these rocks that look kind of conspicuous.
Okay. Are you going to bid anything? Or are you just doing it?
I'm just going to do it.
All right. You see Tony starting to unearth some rocks. We'll have a random roll for you in a second. As Nord, you spend your pip. It turns out that you actually have done a little bit of research on the island. There's not much. There's a lot of history, but it's a bunch of myth. One of the things is the legend of the White Doe, which is a Native American tale. Supposedly, a white doe is sometimes seen on Belle Island. It's linked to several different mythos, monsters, as well as some stories, some Native American stories. It's tied to a chief that lost his daughter And ostensibly, the daughter is the white doe. There's more to it. We'll say that you were flipping through it, pretty quickly in the library and such. But there is that bit. As you'd focused a little more on the lake, you know the name of this lake? It is it's quote unquote the northern lake. It's called Lake Muscadet. And supposedly around here, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. It's Lake Overflow is what it is. That's my bad. And this is the central lake. I was looking literally at the wrong thing. But you're going to get both information. So there's 2 lakes on that island. One is Lake Muscadet. It's the northern lake, the far northern lake. And then there's Lake Overflow, which this is the one you're at, a central lake. You realize you're at the central lake because seeing that it looks man-made, it's a place where with rainwater and when the river is up, this lake fills up, and there are times when the water elevation or the water level drops significantly. Hence the name. Lake Muscadet, the northern lake, so further towards the coast. That's where the sightings of the white doe supposedly are.
I relay this as we're walking together. I relay this information to
Tony, we're gonna give this a fate roll. So, who wants to roll fortune? Who wants to roll false fortune?
I'll roll fortune.
I'll roll false fortune.
All right, here are the stakes. Fortune. You will find a clue. One of the clues that you all probably will not find because you walk past it. So you will find one of the clues with the adventure. It may not be a good thing, but you'll find one. False fortune. You will find one of the rattlesnakes. By the way, out of game, there are in fact rattlesnakes in Detroit. Continue.
$30.
16.
And who is fortune? Who is false fortune?
Yeah, it was fortune.
Uh-oh.
I'll spend one of my proficiencies to reroll.
Yep.
Okay. 91.
47.
Hey. As you are starting to lift this rock, Tony, Simon and Leah, you hear this in the distance of a rattlesnake somewhere. And in fact, you'll hear Mariah shriek as she points the opposite direction. Is that a snake? As both of you see this little snake tail go across the lake into the woods. Tony, you lift up the rock looking underneath it, and what do you find? What does he find? I'm looking at my what you find sheet. As you lift up this rock, and by fate, is this under? Yeah, by fate. By fate compels me. Why would this be under a rock? You just started overturning rocks and you got lucky, perhaps. Who hid it here? Who knows? Who knows? All these thoughts might run through your mind. Why the fuck would someone put this under a rock? I don't know. Doesn't really matter. You find a gun. It is a derringer. So a little pocket pistol that a lady might have in her purse. It is old, quite old. We'll say you don't know unless you want to bid to know what year it is. But it reminds you of like old-timey something or another. It's rusted.
So it's probably not usable.
Who knows? You have to check it out. But you find this gun under a rock, and it's been here for maybe a while.
I pick it up, and I say,
Does everyone have a gun but me? Mariah says.
"Welcome to America." Yeah. So look what I found.
That's a pip. I like that.
Yep.
Because she's foreign. Come on.
Look what I found. I found someone stuck a gun under here.
Quick, let's find a monolith so we can shoot at it.
Maybe we should just, well, not with this thing. Probably better off just throwing this thing.
Is it rusted?
It
has rust. It has rust on it. Yes.
I say, hey, Simon. I mean, I know my own gun, but you probably know a little more about this than I do. Maybe you want to look at this and at least make sure it's not loaded or.
Okay.
Is it a revolver?
It's a derringer. So it would have two shots.
Usually two-shot pistols, yeah.
They're usually like this big.
Now you
Have
can
you
get
seen,
pepper box derringers, but those are, yeah.
Have you seen Inglourious Bastards, Holker?
No.
Never mind then. Yeah, it's a little tiny pistol. Yeah. You pick it up. He's got this old pistol. You see, it's got a pearl handle. There's some gold around it that is not rusted, of course.
I've used revolvers at my job, and I'm going to say I know how to at least check and see if it's loaded.
We bid.
Guard.
As you check and see if it's loaded, in fact, it has one bullet in it. It can hold two. It's this, gnarly slug of a bullet. Do you know what caliber derringers are?
It depends. Some of them are going to be like 22s. Some of them are going to be more like
It's a 38.
probably, yeah.
We'll call it a 22. Is there a 45 derringer?
And that would
hilarious.
suck. That would suck a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be a 22. And there is a wide bullet in it. You'll note as you've bid and you maybe slide the bullet out of the ready position. You note that there are little squiggly markings engraved on it.
I tell Simon, Simon, are you around?
Yes. This is a big lake.
Come take a look at this.
Okay. I'll take the derringer and look at it. I'm assuming the runes written on the bullet are the same as on the statue. And the
very similar.
Yep.
Yeah. Go on.
Can I also take a look?
It's up to you. You guys can go over and check it out.
Yeah, I'll go to check it out.
That's between you all.
And I would like to bid hieroglyphics to see if I can read them.
As you've tried to do this before, you can sound out a few of the glyphs. Do you say them out loud?
Yeah.
Leah, where are you?
I'd probably be, I don't know, like on the very edge of the lake while they're doing their thing.
All right. Do we want to bid Mariah to say that she's in a particular spot? Otherwise, she's over with them.
I'm fine with her being with them personally.
Okay. Thunder rolls overhead as Simon, you take the gun and you're looking at the bullet, seeing those runes, and yet again they're very reminiscent of the scribbles you've seen before. As Nord comes over and maybe takes the bullet, Nord, you're looking at him and you're putting it up to your eye, and with your incredibly dilated eyes, you can feel this bullet special, has some sort of power. It's old. Simon, you're looking at the gun. You can guess it's probably from the 20s. Feels very like speakeasy style. Just from like, the fleur-de-lis and whatnot, and kind of has like a Frenchy flair or something. Reminds you of New Orleans, of the water, nightclubs, this kind of thing.
Yeah.
As Nord, you're looking at these symbols. You've seen a few of them, and you sound out one or two. It's a strange language. Maybe you didn't even know you could speak, but you've heard it before in your mind. When he speaks this language for you guys, I'm looking at you. I don't know why. There's no way you can tell where my eye line is. Tony and Simon. The words are almost resonant. There's like a harmonic to them. And the bullet, where the runes are, flashes with a red light and glows for 2 or 3 seconds. As thunder rumbles, Leah, you can't help but feel your head turn like something happened over your shoulder as you turn and look over at them and see them all transfixed on this bullet. All of you can make sanity rolls. This is mind and your action die. As Leah, they don't notice it, but you do. A tremor and a ripple in the water, extending from them out. And you see it slowly, this 2 or 3 ripples, these little tiny waves, slowly going from where they are standing out, slowly across this large lake. Leah, you do not need to make a sanity roll.
Oh, I don't. Okay.
Yeah, you're good. You're far enough away.
No successes.
Good.
How many successes is 7? Is that 1 or 2?
So it'd be 1. So 4 to 7 is 1. 8 up is 2.
Okay. 3 successes.
Yeah, 3 successes is what you need, Nord. For you two, you need 2.
I have 3 with flair.
Nice. Nord, you are at limbo. You drop anything to go above it, or are you going to keep that dirty success?
I am going to, because I'm at limbo, just be at limbo.
Leah, you don't hear what Nord says. You just hear him say something. And you kind of see a little bit of a light in between them. Perhaps they have a flashlight on or something, but it's a red light. You don't actually see it though, the runes. But you notice that ripple slowly going across the lake. And it doesn't stop. It's just going and going and going. It'll probably reach it in the other side in 30 seconds, 45 seconds or so. Nord, with limbo, You're holding this bullet. You know that this is an item of significance, of power. There's something inside the bullet. Magic, maybe. You hear those words in your mind, and like tinnitus, they're there, but they never quite go away. It's like a song, like the half a chorus of a song that you just really want to finish, but you can't. And it's deep-seated. You get a flaw, which you can decide what it is. It's the idea of it's not compelling you to do something, but it's the desire to finish the song. What are the other words to complete this verse? And you can decide what that is. Simon, you see this bullet glint, and it seems like it glows for a moment. Maybe it's some sort of phosphorescence. Maybe it's catch of the light. It's hard to explain. You can explain it however you wish. Maybe it's some sort of, something etched in, that like a prism type thing that makes it look like it's glowing. Who knows? But the bullet, those runes do have a different color to them. You can see that plainly. That said, the words, maybe you were talking when he said something and you didn't quite hear him.
Yeah.
That said, you know that bullet has some sort of significance. And as you're holding the derringer, maybe your mind wanders to, I wonder what this was used for. I wonder where the other bullet is. Because as you look at it, it has been fired.
Yep.
Tony, the words resound in your brain and fuck you up. What's your derangements?
I have one tick of blood phobia.
And it's a phobia. So
Phobia,
you can gain another of those, or you can add a different derangement if you want. It's up to you.
I'll add another one just to add a little variety.
To go for it. Yep. As you gain a derangement, are you going to do phobia, or are you going to do a different derangement?
How about dissociative?
Yeah, so you get one box of dissociative, and you're going to get a flaw as well. As you find yourself staring at the bullet, and you all see Tony move. But Tony, you're almost in a daze as you're walking. And you walk over to the lake and step into it. You're about knee deep in the water. The rest of you sort of, we'll say Leah and Simon, you see obviously Tony doing this. Tony, you kind of wake up and you're staring at yourself in the water. You don't know how you got there. And there's bubbles that appear from the deep. Like something wants you to come down there and live with it. As
Am I able to now
yes, as
separate?
you're completely broke, as the trance is broken, and you find yourself with these thoughts in this position. What do y'all do?
I jump out and I just, hey guys, how did I get there?
We just walked into it.
None of you pushed me.
Seeing all this, Leah will start walking towards the rest of the group.
I've seen this before. It's called a contact high. Been touching my skin.
What?
No, I mean seriously. No, it's like it's in the van, man. Like I had a guy. He sat in my passenger seat. I forgot to tell you, they spilled a lot of acid. on that seat. And so sometimes if you sit in a particular way, you know, you get
Images
a
of
contact
Nord
art.
sitting in a particular way. Leah, as you come back, you notice that Mariah is over next to, not to the lake, but to where the trees and the dirt are. She's leaning up against the tree, and she looks like she's asleep.
So I'll go over to her and grab her shoulder and say, "Hey, are you okay?"
She doesn't wake up. She kind of like slumps forward onto you.
So at this point, Leah will actually lean her back a little bit and just give her a light but firm slap on the face.
Do you bid anything? You just slap her.
I'll bid my flaw calloused.
As you all see, the evidence is mounting. You see Leah just haul off and smack the living shit out of Mariah. As she's like, pooh! She wakes up, there's a Leah-sized handprint covering her face. Ow! Why'd you do that? Why do you always hit me?
You weren't waking up, and I was concerned.
I was tired. Ow! We've been hiking all day in the rain.
I'm just glad you're okay.
Of course I'm okay.
Well, they're all acting weird as shit, so I wanted to be sure.
Did you hear those drums?
No, what drums?
She just kind of like looks at you.
Okay, well, let's get back with the rest of them and figure out what exactly is going on. What was that red light? Did you see?
She kind of looks up. No. They were looking at that gun.
Okay, well, let's go back over there and see what's going on with them.
As you guys walk over. As you're walking, Leah, you notice out the corner of your eye, that first ripple almost about to reach the other bank.
Okay. Well, let's head on over to the path and see where it goes. This gun, I'll hold on to the gun. Nor do you want me to put the bullet back in it, or you want to hold on to the bullet?
Yeah, let's put the bullet in. So, like, just in
As
case
the
we
ripple-
run into any zombies, maybe we shoot the zombie with this bullet.
The ripple
Unless, like-
hits the other side.
Do we see the ripple?
Do you?
I think Tony did. Did you say anything about it?
No, I've not said anything about it yet, no.
I was just looking at Tony.
I don't know what I saw, but I got invited to go into that lake,
You see some bubbles
and I did.
from the center of the lake.
Something's in there.
You see,
Small amount.
you see
but-
bubbles all the time.
bloop, 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 bloop.
That's a lot of times, like, when things decompose, they're like, they bubble up, and it's just like some leaves that have sunk to the bottom.
As
any
Nord
number
is sort of talking and such, and you guys are kind of standing around this lake.
I mean, it's man-made. They could have put fish in there.
You see the bubbles in the center.
Are the bubbles moving, or are they just staying in the same place?
Not yet.
That's,
Something's in there.
You hear
Maybe
thunder.
it's a catfish.
No,
The ground almost kind of shakes with the thunder because it's
something with the
trees.
mine.
What's
Do
the
we-
worst that could happen? It's fine.
What's the worst that
y'all
could
are
happen?
still standing there.
We
Well, let's
We,
go
uh,
look this other, see where the path goes. I'm gonna
let's
start
see
to
where this
head
path
towards.
goes.
Yep.
I'm gonna look at the bubbles just to make sure they don't move around just for 1 second, and everybody can start up the path, and I'll follow from the rear.
Is everybody going up the path?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. As you guys start up the path, Leah, why don't you throw down wits for me really quick? So your action and wits.
Okay. No successes.
Okay. As you guys make it to the next path, it is much clearer. It's clearly been used or swept recently. You'll note, Simon. There's still mud and such, but it seems like it's actually used.
Yep.
Perhaps it makes you wonder, why is the other one not? Who knows? You pass by the two
Yeah, columns.
columns. They're about 10, 12 feet up. Up this close, you can all see that they're covered in wax from the top. That's like thick 2-3 inches of wax on either side. Many candles have been slain upon these columns. Various colors of wax, and it also looks like there's that red sap that's intermixed. And you start walking up. It's about this time, Leah, you realize that Mariah is not with you, as you got 0 successes.
Good.
Mariah instead is standing right behind Nord. Nord, as you're kind of standing there watching the bubbles, and just for a few seconds, and you turn, you see, you almost stumble over Mariah as she's standing right behind you. Her hair is kind of like down over her eyes. Her head's bowed a little bit, and she's almost like a statue. As she
Cool.
grabs you,
Mariah.
your shirt,
Mariah.
and
Hello.
and pulls your shirt, and looking up, you see her eyes are rolled into the back of her head, and she rasps out, "It's coming," as you hear the bubbles coming towards you,
I'm gonna bid
getting more violent.
I'm gonna bid altruistic, grab Mariah, and run as fast as I can to everybody else. far
Leah,
away.
you have already turned as you see that engagement happen. You don't really hear what she says. She kind of just sort of at him. As you see Nord just grab his head, put on his coat, grab the girl, and start fucking hauling ass towards you. You also see those bubbles like erupting out of the water violently, and not quickly, but they are moving toward Nord. And as he moves, they angle and start following him. They're still near the center of the lake.
Good. At this point, I will pull out my gun.
You two notice Leah pull out her gun as you both are on the
Low
stairs.
ready position. It's fine, but I'm just like, the hell is in the lake? And I'll say to them, "Hey guys, I think we might have a situation."
I'll
Thunder again, and it rumbles.
I'll turn around. Is there going to be a statue in that lake?
I think that's the best case scenario.
Nor did you make it to the stairs? What do you all do?
I think we should run.
Why are you carrying
Yeah,
me?
okay.
As Mariah kind of like pushes on you to
Oh.
let her down.
I feel like you left this, and I hand Mariah to Leah.
He hands Mariah over to you. She does not look happy.
Yeah, okay, we're running now.
All right.
And
what do
Leah
you-
will put her gun back and just, we'll book it. We are outie,
as Mariah
son.
says, why do you always have your gun? As you like grab her by the hand and start going up the stairs. The rest of you, what are you doing?
I run.
Where?
I'm
Down the path
Down the path.
of least
So
resistance.
up the path, right?
Up the path.
Up the stairs.
Yeah.
I'm not
One
going to
second.
run. I will move quickly, but I'm not going to run.
Yep.
Like I'm gonna hedge the rear.
As you guys make your way up the path running, your legs start to burn. Battery acid. Probably out of breath. You've been hiking for the last hour and a half. Leah, you note it's around 4:30. As the stairs angle around and you go up and up and up and up, seemingly further than you thought you went down, until you hear the rain getting louder and louder and louder. And you realize as you reach the top of the stairway, you've been going up the stairs for a good 2 or 3 minutes easily. As you realize you've come back up to the northern path from where that dock was, the hidden dock with the gas boat or the Chambly Bridge.
Okay.
You can't see the bridge yet, but you can feel just from the air pressure and the sounds that you're nearer to the beach. Maybe you even hear a foghorn across the lake. The storm is wild right now. Out here, you can actually feel a little bit of the wind coming through all the forest and such. You keep on going? Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Simon, you keep on going?
Let's get out of this place.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay,
if
they're
they're still going, I'm going.
They're out
but
ahead.
Yeah.
They're out ahead of you. We'll say that they get out of sight for here and there because you're moving quickly, but you're not running.
Right.
You hear behind you, Simon, a large splash. As you guys up front, you move out. As you near the beach, and you can see through the foliage, out ahead, 200-300 feet, the Chambly Bridge, gung, 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 moving back and forth against the storm winds. And you can actually see debris going down the beach. The wind is coming down from Lake St. Clair. As we're going to do a fate roll. Who wants to be fortune? Who wants to be false fortune?
I'll be false fortune.
I'll be fortune.
All right, here are the stakes. False fortune. The bridge falls. Fortune. The bridge does not fall, but it is further damaged. Do it.
$92.
27.
Nice. So, you see that bridge, dang, dang, but this side is still strong. Surely many storms have tried to fell the Chambly Bridge, but not today. It is almost like nighttime out here. The clouds swirling, unnatural weather. Out ahead, Leah, you can see a light flash from across the river. It's this yellowish, orangish halogen, or not halogen. What am I thinking? Lamp kind of light, incandescent. few seconds later, it kind of sweeps across and is still going. You can't see the other side of the river because the rain and the fog are so bad. Visibility is like 20, 30 feet. What y'all doing? Simon, you catch up with them.
Okay. We've got to try to make it to the boat. I don't think I could drive the boat in this weather, but at least it may give us some cover.
Sounds
Well,
good
the
to
bridge
me.
is still here. We've made it across the bridge a bunch of times. I mean, I bet I could guide you guys on the bridge. I mean, I know a little bit about boats, and you don't want to be on a boat in a lightning storm. I mean, not like you want to be on a hill either, but
well,
on top
or
of
on
a bridge.
a metal rickety bridge. Yes.
We've crossed that bridge.
You
like...
see the bridge going ding, 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 ding. Nord, that bridge doesn't look like it's crossable, but you can try.
All right, fine.
Simon, you know the boat technically does have a cabin. You all could get in it. It would be very cramped for all of you to be in it.
That's what, because I'll go that way. I'm headed towards the boat.
Okay.
Worst case scenario, they can all get in the cabin and I will stay outside. Just to...
Leah also decides to head to the boat with Mariah in
I'll stay
tow.
outside as well.
All right. As you guys head toward the boat, you get to the edge of the forest where the footpath or where the stone path begins and see the other path going down to Kayak Beach. There's a few large steps that lead up to where the Chambly Bridge is. From this angle, and as it's clanging loudly in the wind, that's just blowing, 30 some odd, 40 miles an hour potentially. Just, it's rather terrifying. You hear Mariah say, "I can't see anything except for that light that from the other side that wasn't there before." Simon, you up ahead can look down and see the hidden port, the hidden dock that you had found. The boat is rocking rather violently, still afloat and everything, as you had moored it and tied it up, which was a good thing. Going out into this, you will be instantaneously drenched, and it looks actually dangerous. You can do it. It's not going to strip the skin from your body, but it's like going out into a hurricane.
Okay.
So this is an obvious thing. You can barely see the boat because it's 50, 60 feet down, and the wind and the rain is so much, like, it hurts. Maybe you stick your hand out. It literally hurts when it hits you.
We may want to sit here until this
But you could do it.
rain subsides. Just a little.
I think we can do it.
Mariah, Leah, you notice, has gotten close to you with it being cold with the wind and the rain and such, just sort of a chill in your bones. You can feel her body heat as unconsciously she actually is hugging you around the waist.
I don't know. I think actually...
Weird show of affection from her.
Leah will sort of, wrap her arm around her shoulders. Say, I don't know. I think Simon might have a point on this one.
As you see lightning, and then the thunder, just boom, out overhead. And again, that light that just keeps on swimming back. If someone wants to know or guess, if someone wants to bid or guess what that is, you may.
Lighthouse.
Get a pip. From the abandoned lighthouse that no longer works.
I think we should go on the assumption that people are going to know we were here. Not because anyone told them, but because something told them.
What?
What y'all do? Nord's like, what?
Anyone wrapped up in this whole thing.
Nord's like taking a leak. What?
Anyone who's wrapped up in this, I don't know what. Look, people who are involved in this ritual, involved in all these sacrifices or whatever they're doing, they're just going to get told that we were here. Not by the person who saw us, because I don't think anyone saw us. They're going to get told that we were here by that lake thingy and whoever's making the storms.
People are people, man. So why could it be that we could get along so awfully?
Look,
what do y'all do?
I think that I think I think we try to get back and I think we should try to. I mean, maybe it's smart to weigh the storm down, but
Nord, I think Nord, I think you've been getting too many kicks on Route 66. Okay, and I just think you need to bear with me now. Okay.
Mariah says, "Mom, this island's creepy."
I think we get out of here. I mean, that's just what I'm feeling. But like,
you're the one who made us walk further in.
I know we learned a bunch. We got this zombie killing gun from Tony's searching around. I mean, that could be the secret to kill. Yeah, but I mean, Cloyce has attacked us a bunch of times, so it's got these runes where it's all connected. We're all in this connected state, man. Like, I think that we are in a place where we can do something. We see it. Everybody just gets knocked
Thunder
out.
again.
Everybody just gets knocked out every time, and we're sitting here.
As Nord, you have to yell to be heard over the wind and the thunder.
Watching these people, like, I don't know what's going on, but there's something about us that is special. So we gotta like make it happen, and we gotta make it happen right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna. So, can I bid something?
You can bid. What are you trying to do?
It's my ability counterpoint.
Yeah.
I think we should get out of here now.
Okay, so we can move this forward. Nord is making a compelling argument. You all don't have to go for it. So PvP wise, you don't have to go for it. However, he's bid something, which means unless you counter bid to stand your ground, your character is at least on the fence. So that's how PvP works. And, if we continue contesting, then it goes down to rolls, and then eventually we have a big old fate roll to decide. So in the fiction, Nord is making some sense, right? If you're going to stay on the island, or if you're just going to stand here and do nothing, you got to bid. Or you got to have some action that puts you. Yeah, you have to have some action that puts you forward. So that's between you all, right? Go. And Nord, you've already made your case, so it's on now.
It's extremely
fine, I guess.
It's extremely dangerous to try and get that boat across, or to try and use that bridge.
Mariah says, I don't like it here. I don't like this island. As you can tell, she's just scared.
Yeah.
As she trembles with another, as the storm is like
Look-
right on top of you all.
I've run across. I know.
Hold on.
I've
Hold
run
on. We got to keep
I'm
it on
sorry.
them. Because you've already made your bid. What are you all
Gotcha.
doing?
If we're going to do this, the boat makes the most sense, but
Tony?
It's
Simon?
Look, if you get on the boat, I'm not going to stay behind. Obviously, I just thought we should wait.
Simon, you counterbid? Or do you go along and make another plan?
okay. I'm gonna counterbid that we get on the boat, but we don't drive the boat off yet. We get on the boat and try to wait the storm out on the boat before going across. Does that make sense? So then that way we're not like we're there in case we need to jet out quickly, but I don't think that it's not safe to drive the boat right now.
All right, do you all go for it?
yeah, I'm
And
good with that.
I'll bid strong to do that.
Okay. To get to the boat, first of all, who's leading? Or are you all just fucking making a mad dash?
I will lead the way since it's
What do you bid
that
to do it?
part's my bid. I'm gonna bid my flaw stubborn.
Nice. All right, I'm gonna make you throw down to do this. We're gonna say you get to choose which aspect you use. How do you? You're going out in a big old tropical storm like thing.
I'll do wits.
Okay. Threshold will be 2. Now it's not that you just can't make it, but we'll deal with the stakes after you roll.
Well, I'm gonna have to let's use a proficiency there because if not, that's a double 1.
That would be unfortunate.
Yeah. Okay, so there's 1 success. I'm gonna bid my suit. I'm gonna pull it tight and kind of like pull the collar up.
As it's beating down, the rain is beating down against your jacket.
And that's a D6, right? Because it's got a trait.
Yep.
I used 2 proficiencies and bid one of my bid my suit. So, and I've still only got 1.
Leading is your strong.
Yeah, I'm going to bid. Okay, before I take off, I'm gonna grab my flask and take a quick sip of it. So I'm
Nice.
gonna bid it as well.
Yep.
There we go. There's 2 successes. Total,
All right.
But that
Someone can aid him if you wish. To aid you, make a bid and you give him one of your aspects.
Can I bid burning as a focus?
Yeah. What aspect do you give him?
I'm gonna give him my mind.
All right, what is it?
It's a D10.
Roll by D10. Simon.
Yep, still just 2.
We'll say since it's a focus that he's dropping, I'm assuming you're using it as your focus, as in like your awakened spirit, then you'll get upper hand on it, which means you get to roll it twice and take the better.
Okay.
Upper hand is essentially advantage.
The exact same thing.
All right.
Shit.
As Nord and Simon, you go out first. Nord, you aiding him, you go out second. Do you guys want to bid Mariah? Or does anyone else want to aid?
I think bidding Mariah makes the most sense if you guys think it's okay.
Yeah.
Can I bid my gift kettle? You get out of
No.
something once?
Nope.
Oh.
Because it's his action, you're actually aiding him.
Oh yeah. Oh, just aided. So I did my
So-
aiding.
So are we doing Mariah or one of you aiding him? I'll give you 3 seconds. 3, 2.
I'll go ahead and aid with the wits.
All right. So you have to bid something, and then you give him your wits. What's the die?
The die is 3, and I
So
will
D6.
bid. Yeah, I will bid hardened.
Okay. As a united front, Nord and Tony roll out behind Simon, steering him as the wind blows him down to like one knee. We'll say that Tony like helps him up as Nord takes the lead for a second and points. What'd you get?
So that's 3 successes now.
As you actually get a clean success, and that means that no one else has to bid. Granted, you guys all hated, which is fine. There's a break in the storm, almost as if the storm is letting you out. For a brief moment, Simon, you see the break in the storm, the clouds kind of part. Some of the sun, actually, you can tell it's still daytime, as this is your chance.
We should go now. Let's quickly.
Come on, Mom!
I'm coming.
As you guys run down this hill, slipping, sliding, maybe falling here and there, scraping a knee or two from Mariah. As you get to the boat, you see that there's water actually in the boat. Of course, you know it's bilging off because you know it's a boat, rocking, but you can actually get on it. As this break in the storm is such, Simon, you could potentially make it across.
That's what I'm gonna. Well, with the break in the storm.
You could get caught in the middle. It's a gamble.
Yeah, with the break in the storm, I'm gonna try and make it.
All right.
Yeah. Nord says, "Let's go. Let's go." I'm gonna unhook the boat.
Okay. Nord unhooks the boat. What do the rest of you do? Nord is unhooking the boat. Okay, you're on deck. Leah, you gotta tell me.
Leah
I'm not
just
gonna
gets in the
assume.
boat.
Okay. Anyone in the cabin? You just stand on the boat. So it's
I'm
one of
in-
those like
I get in the
little
cabin.
yacht boats.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
I'm gonna just aid.
tell
Simon.
Mariah to get in the cabin too.
Yeah. No, you don't have to ask me twice. As she gets in there, oh, there's water in here. As there's about this much water, a few inches in here.
Leah will look around for a bucket or something in the cabin
You get one.
and start bailing the ship out.
All right. You see Tony staring at you like that. As Simon turn on the boat. What do you bet to turn on the boat?
I'm gonna big calm.
As the engine chokes and chokes, you hear the bailing of water. You hear in the distance the thunder of another front of the storm coming. As the engine starts, burns oil. You look up at Nord, who's holding the lines, as you head toward the other shore.
The marina. Yep.
You're about a quarter of the way there when the rain starts falling again. The wind starts picking up on the water. The boat is starting to toss back and forth. Mariah is grabbing onto you, shaking Leah. She looks like she's going to get sick, maybe. The fog comes in first. And Simon, Nord, Tony, you know, only in a few minutes, another wave of this storm is coming. You can almost hear it, like the wind rushing along the lake, and it completely obscures the land, except for the lighthouse. As you start going across. So we're gonna do a fate roll. Who wants to be fortune? Who wants to be false fortune? I mean, it affects everybody. It affects everybody.
Okay.
So, who wants to roll it?
I'll be false.
Okay,
I'll
false
be
fortune. All right, roll. This is the stakes. False fortune. You almost get there when you're pelted. When you're hit by the storm. Fortune, you get there first. Do it.
I got 60.
I was fortune.
Yep.
I got 59.
I hate you. Okay.
Anyone want to do a proficiency to re-roll, or are you going to keep it?
I'm going to do a fabrication on the boat.
Do it.
To just, you know, I'll see that there's something on the motor that I could just MacGyver a little bit.
As maybe the engine dies a little bit.
Yeah.
As Nord pops over and holds the two wires together as it shocks you.
Well, they got a little thing where I can pump the gas through, so there's a little
You can do
button
that
I
too.
can pump the gas through.
Like Furiosa, you're like spitting gas into it. All right, go.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
95.
4.
Nice.
So
As you go to the marina, you can see all of you, Leah and Mariah, you can see out of a porthole. The rest of you see this storm, almost like the Mummy Returns, like coming at you like the jaws of a storm. Dark gray, this fog flooding towards you at a stupid speed. Simon, you have a choice. So remember, those gates are closed, right? Did you close the gates? Or are they open?
no, where we drove the boat out.
Yeah, I guess
Unless they're on springs,
we'll say that it's open
just
then.
stay
So
open.
yeah, as you race into the marina, as you do, the force of the water and your speed pulls those gates closed. Bang, bang behind you as you quickly throw it in reverse, and maybe the boat actually knocks against the side of the marina rather hard, but it doesn't deal too much damage to it. As you look out, as you all look out, maybe coming out of the cabin, Leah and Mariah, the lighthouse, you can just see the top of it is off. It's not spinning, there's no light coming from it. As you look around the marina, you see, of course, it's wet. Everywhere is wet because it's been raining. But you look out where the storm is, and there's no storm. There's just some roiling clouds. A light drizzle.
Oh, that ended quickly.
A temperate wind.
Trippy. Let's go see Annabelle.
As it's about 5 o'clock.
So I'll go ahead and tie the boat up.
You tap the boat using, going very quickly and all these things. You can tell it probably needs more gas. As you guys get out of the boat, move out of the marina, it's still creepy as it was. looks pretty much the same, of course, as we montage to the van and the Buick, where they are unaccosted. Nord, you lock your doors, right?
For
The Buick.
sure.
Was the window down?
No, I mean I always roll them up.
You
But I
always
know
roll them
that-
up.
I know
Right,
that
you need You need
made,
a trait. You need
you
a
made-
trait that says, I
Yeah.
always roll them up.
Well, and you
So-
also made Mariah roll one down just to
That I did.
just to see if
That I
she rolled it back up or not.
That I did. So we're going to give you a trait that says something along the lines of always rolled up, or however you want to phrase it.
Okay.
Make it yours. All right, we have montaged where and what and such do you all do, go, etc.
I think this is on Leah.
I mean, Leah would go into the Buick and say, I think we should go meet Belle at her place again.
Are we going to her house or are we?
Yeah, that's where she said we would meet her at.
First of all, look at us.
You are
Yes.
covered in mud.
Exactly.
You like from your knees down, all of you are covered in mud.
And I'd like to go back to my place, but you know.
Yeah, I guess
You're
we could
utterly
go.
waterlogged. You kind of
the
smell
problem-
like butt if you went in the hut.
The problem with going back to our place is there will probably be police there.
Well, I got some I got some clothing. I mean, I collect a bunch of stuff. I mean, I probably got a pile of clothing in my van. I mean, it may not fit or be nice.
Okay, what if we go back to my place and, I mean, you know, obviously I have a change of clothes there, Mariah has a change of clothes, and you guys could probably fit into my husband's stuff.
Your place where your windows shattered and there was a body outside of it. That place?
I mean,
Well,
I'm
it's
sure
been
the
a couple
place
of
would moved
days.
on by now. It's also, we've
You think he has
established that Cloyce is not there anymore, so there's that.
How have
Do
you guys?
Do you think he has a suit I can borrow?
Cloyce?
Who, Cloyce? Or my
Tony.
husband?
Tony, roll
Your
roll
husband.
or go ahead and throw
Probably.
down wits. As you hear them talking, Mariah's kind of going back and forth. She's in the Buick, or yeah, she'll be in the Buick, just kind of like napping.
One success.
As they're going back and forth, Tony, you happen to look up where the lighthouse is, and note that, you know, the lighthouse, there's windows, of course, on the top of it. One of the windows is open, and there's actually steam coming from it.
Hey guys, what's going on at the lighthouse?
I'll look up and say, I don't know. I don't know why it would be steaming.
Can I bid a trait?
Yeah. We're gonna go
I
with
would
Dread.
like to bid. I would like to bid my camera, my telephoto lens, and I just want to take a photo.
Yep. As you zoom in and whatnot, you see that in fact, one of the windows has been propped open just a bit, and steam's coming out. Nord may or may not know the workings of a lighthouse, but yeah, you don't really know maybe why that's happening. But you do see, it looks like the silhouette or the reflection of someone walking around in there as you take a photo.
There's somebody in there.
It's probably whoever had it going while the storm was going on.
Well, I think we should go to somebody's house and get cleaned up. I mean, it's been at least 4 days since I've had a shower, so It's not like I smell good.
Right, but
Mariah wakes
would-
up. You smell awful.
No.
I want to bid my background streets to know if there is a thrift shop nearby that we could go in and quickly gather some not soiled clothing.
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock, and so totally during the day. You are in a part of town where there's definitely pawn shops and thrift stores. We'll say it's called, just for old time's sake, Plato's Closet.
Ooh.
There's a thrift shop just over about 2 blocks from here. We can run in there, get some unsoiled clothing, and then head to Annabelle's.
I mean, I guess that works.
That way, I don't think it's safe to go to either our apartment building or your apartment building. We can go over there, buy some quick clothing, hit the gas station, clean up in the bathroom real quick, and go.
Okay.
What choice do we have?
All right, so this is where our montage will be. Let's take we'll say like a 5-minute break. Basically, we're going to montage with you guys going and getting some thrift clothes. You pay for it. You get cleaned up a little bit. Maybe you buy a couple towels. So, you haven't taken a shower, but you get most of the muck and grime off of you. Can't really get rid of the smell if you went in that hut. But you do what you said. And you get to Grosse Pointe outside of Annabelle's in the daytime. So this takes you about, we'll say, an hour. You're a little bit late. You're actually going to Annabelle's house, right? Or are you going elsewhere? Yeah.
We're going to our house.
Indeed. You guys get to Grosse Pointe, where Annabelle's is. Same large house. It's that Spanish revival kind of house that is typical of Pasadena. It's where I got the idea. Imagine Pablo Escobar's house, but like miniature. It's kind of like what it looks like. If that makes any... You guys are giving me nothing. Nothing? Okay. Right.
Many hippos.
With many, many hippos. So it's an opulent looking house. Ad break ends in 44 seconds. Ad break in progress. What the fuck? Okay, we're just going to keep on going. We're just going to keep on
I
going.
don't see it. It's not me. I didn't do it.
All right. There's a gate in front of the house, a little half moon, or crescent, I should say, driveway. The door is bigger than it should be. The dimensions, they're rich people doors, so they have like proprietary everything. Tall windows, 2-3 stories, large rooms, lots of lights spilling out, incredibly manicured yard. Save for the little woods to the left side of the house, you see that there's a Buick-shaped path that's been burrowed out through the woods. Yeah. You see some like new, like a bunch of like hay and like new saplings planted.
That technically has not even been a day ago.
Yeah, they're rich. They have people for that. They get people for that.
They move quick.
Yep. And it's in a cul-de-sac. So, do you guys park at your normal spot, or do you go elsewhere, or what? The action is on you. I'm not telling you what to do.
Well, since Annabelle knows that we're coming, I'm just gonna go park in front of her house.
I was gonna say, can we? Because I don't think they want me driving my van, because Karen's gonna come out and I'm gonna hear it. So why don't I just go park at the phone booth where you made the call in, and I'll wait for you guys to pick up Belle and do whatever it is that you're gonna do there, because like these guys, they don't want me.
Oh,
So I'll just wait at the 7-Eleven.
why don't we say that was the gas station that we got cleaned up at?
Yeah, and
Sounds good.
I'll just wait here, and maybe I'll develop some photos or something while you guys do that.
So is anyone staying with Nord, or are you all going with the Buick?
I'm in the Buick.
I'm also in the Buick.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And Simon kind of has to be in the Buick, I guess.
Yeah.
And Mariah's in there too.
Yeah.
All right.
You're
So
not
Nord.
driving it.
So Nord, you're hanging out at the gas station. Parking out back next to the car wash. Newfangled car wash. And we'll get to you in a second. As the rest of you pull up to Annabelle's, you park in the driveway. You note that there is a a second car here. It will be a Toyota. We'll call it a Toyota. It's not a car, it's a Toyota truck. From the 80s, whatever that would be. Toyota truck, 80s. What would that be? I don't know cars. I don't know what I'm talking
Is
about.
that not a Tundra?
It's gonna be a. It's gonna be a Trekker. Yeah,
I can
it's a
see the
Trekker,
neon now.
which is the precursor to the Forerunner. It became the Forerunner in 1984. A Toyota Trekker. So this kind of like large, truck car is there. Looks beat up. Like it's been driven through the desert or something. Yeah. Otherwise, it's a fairly nice car. We all do.
Leah, I'll let you lead the way. You're the one who set this up with it.
Yeah, so I go up and I just knock on the door with Mariah in tow.
Mariah seems sleepy, as at this point it's about 6 o'clock. She has her hair pulled back and tied into a ponytail. She doesn't complain, but she's clearly like just tired. You guys have been hiking all day and have been through a lot. As you ring the doorbell, it goes, it's the doorbell. And you wait till I get back after putting the smoke away.
Putting the what away?
His mug away.
Oh, mug. Okay, I thought you said smoke, and I was so confused.
Footfalls. The door opens. You see Annabelle. She looks sleepy too, actually. Maybe like she just woke up. She's wearing bunny slippers and a little bathrobe. Her hair's also pulled back. None of the makeup and stuff she had on. Maybe like she's just taken a shower. She has none of the white makeup or the gothy look. However, you note when she opens her mouth and smiles at Mariah, and then her eyes fall on the rest of you, and she frowns again. She still has those large canines. Fangy looking canines. Hi, come on in. As Mariah and she kind of have this silent conversation that only teenage girls can have.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Did you want something to eat? She says to Mariah. She kind of like shrugs. and looks up at you, Leah. You want something?
I
guys?
mean, we could eat, I suppose.
What do you tell him?
What do you guys think?
I'm fine.
No, thank you.
Actions on you all.
So I guess we all at least go sit down at the table. Considering, I've said we could eat, and then at least me and Mariah, I guess, are probably gonna eat. But
Yep. Mariah goes directly to the fridge, almost like she's lived here before or something, and pulls out some sandwich stuff. As her and Annabelle kind of talk a little bit and giggle, you guys sit down at the table. Mariah comes back with food, sits down. Annabelle will be, she'll be eating like a Pop-Tart or something out of the 80s. So, what do you know? Why were you coming again? She like wipes her eyes.
we were going to go to this. I want to say, if I remember correctly, it was in an occult shop of some sort, or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, we can go there. Do we have to go today though? I just got home.
I mean, it was your suggestion that you in fact insisted that we go with you.
You see her just sort of huff.
Did Mariah inform you where we were the rest of the day?
No, I mean, you've been here for like 10 seconds.
Well, I mean, Anyway, have you ever been to Belle Island?
No. That'd be illegal.
Oh. You don't say.
Mariah kind of like looks at you all.
It's not that illegal.
Annabelle looks over. Wait, are you saying did you all go to Belle Island?
I guess that depends. Are you a narc?
What's a narc?
I know.
I'm not stupid.
A tattletale.
What do you guys do? Remember, I'm not telling you when to bid or anything.
But if you do not want to go, we can go without you.
Why are we going there again?
Don't actually remember.
She just kind of like shakes her head at you. Listen, I've had a pretty rough day. Okay.
We're trying to help find Gabby and make sure she's safe.
You see her eyes kind of move back and forth and widen. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we should probably go. You Barker's Books and Oddities. But
Question, does Gabby have black hair?
she exchanges a look with Mariah. I mean, yeah, her hair's pretty black, but she dyes it like jet black.
Okay. Well, when we were,
Do you know where she is?
Well, not really. However, when we were on the island, we may have found something that looked along the lines of a ritual site with
So
a
you
bit of
have
black
been on
hair.
the island. You have
I
been on
don't
the
know.
island. Well, I mean,
What
obviously, you
island?
just said you were on the island.
What island?
Where's the creepy tall guy with a camera?
He's hanging out at the gas station.
Creep.
Points being, we found a rather not good looking scene with a bit of a good chunk of black hair next to it.
What are you, like a patrol guard or something? She looks over at you, Tony.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. So do you know where... Is Gabby in trouble? Is that where she went? I mean, she ran away. She didn't like what was going on. You know, with the parents and stuff. And she said she saw some stuff. So she was hiding out. Do you actually know where she is? Is she in trouble?
We don't know where she is.
I thought the creepy guy said you did.
He says a lot
No.
of things.
We are trying to figure out where she is to make sure she's safe. We think that her parents and stuff may be up to some weird things. And so we're just trying to
They're
make sure
definitely up
everybody's
to
safe
weird
and
things.
figure out what's going on.
They're all up to weird things.
Do you
I've
think?
never...
Do you think her parents would hurt her?
You see her kind of like look off to the side and whatever. She didn't say anything. Again, if you guys want to bid and stuff to know if NPCs are lying or whatever, you got to do it. I'm no longer
I'm gonna
prompting.
bid good. I'm gonna bid good cop to see if I can tell like she's lying.
You have caught her in a couple lies. Yeah, she is. She's uncertain at least. You can gather most of what she does is a front.
Look, Annabelle. The sooner we understand the situation, the sooner we can know how to actually act if we want to help anybody.
Look, they wouldn't hurt anyone, okay? All I know is they just go to parties and she starts espousing something since you've just bid. It's something that sounds like she's regurgitating. As in regurgitating something she's heard or has been told to say. They just go to parties and they're a little eccentric and eccentric. As Maria goes. You mean eccentric?
Excuse me. Sorry, yeah. I was about to say, English is my second language, and that is not how you say that word.
Whatever.
Okay, well, what we saw on that island was a little bit more than eccentric.
Simon, being engrossed in this story and such, you hear a creak in the floor, or footfalls, I should say. Nothing creaks in this house. Someone else is in here. As you realize, oh duh, there was another car that you hadn't seen before. And before you can kind of say anything, do anything, you see this woman come around from the back of the house. She is beautiful. Lovely. There's kind of a strange aura, we'll say, about her. The way she carries herself, it's very graceful. She has lusciously full black hair that literally trains down her back. Or that does train down her back. Just dark eyes that are just bright with life. Smooth skin, like ebony, but glazed with gold. She somehow has this just luscious dark skin, but it almost has like a glow to it. Probably some sort of mixed race by her features. African American, maybe Native American mix, something along those lines. As she comes in and smiles with these red lips. Now, who might all your friends be? as Annabelle looks up. Oh, and Leah, since you had that bid going, good cop, you can tell Annabelle knew that she was there the whole time. The woman has asked.
I will stand up and be like, "Hello, I'm Detective Vincent. You must be the Lady Callie that we've been hearing about."
As she coos. She looks like she's about in her 30s, and she's rather tall. She's about 5'10", 11 or so. Simple blue dress she has on with like little sandals, and some gold jewelry. Oh, Lady Callie, if only I'll ever be as great as that wonderful woman. No, my dear sir, I'm not Lady Callie.
Oh
Who might
well,
you be? And you, and you. And she kind of cocks her head.
well, I already
I am
introduced myself.
Leah. I am Leah. My daughter Mariah is friends with Annabelle.
Oh, Annabelle's mother, indeed. And you too, in strangers in the house, I would suppose you would introduce yourselves.
I'm
Would only
Officer
be polite.
Cerniak. I'm Officer Cerniak. I'm investigating a missing
Officer.
person with the border guard.
You see, for a moment, a very concerned look comes across her face, but it's quickly wiped away. You notice there's no lines in her face at all. And
I'm
she
working with
smiles
Detective
again.
Simon.
Detective Simon. She levels her gaze at you. Detective. Well, first I'm gonna need to see your identification. Second, do you have a warrant of some sort for entering this house? And
No,
questioning Annabelle?
we were invited in. They are friends.
She looks over at Annabelle, who looks like she doesn't know what to do.
The two of them are friends. We were just
Yeah, Annabelle had
talking.
actually offered. Well, my daughter has recently gotten interested in how you say the occult, and I should say, I have some of my own misgivings about this. However, I wanted to be sure that if my daughter was going to be interested in such things, that at least she do so with the proper supervision. So she, Annabelle, and my daughter were wanting to go to this bookstore, and I
A
was
bookstore?
willing to accompany them. Yes.
Well, girls must be girls. Annabelle, Mariah, is all this true? She smiles as if to say, of course it's true, but you can tell she's asking. As Mariah goes, with her mouth full. As Annabelle goes, yeah. I mean, we were going to go to the bookstore. Oh. What's this about an investigation? Who's missing? She's looking at Simon and Tony.
The Gabriella DuPont has been missing for a few days, and we were just asking if they may know anything about it.
Oh. Gabby's always running away from home. Everyone knows that. All the parents know that.
Yes, we were just trying
to explain why they are with me. I was actually assaulted yesterday, and they are helping. They're basically they decided to come with me as a extra protection.
Oh, my poor thing. You look like you can take care of yourself, though. As she gets close
I
enough,
told them the same, but they insisted.
as she gets a little bit close, do you all want something to eat? There's a strange smell about her, like her perfume is thick.
You didn't introduce yourself.
Well, why should I? She kind of chuckles.
Well,
But I will. My name is Miss Levon, Miss Loretta Levon. Um, I'm not accustomed to walking in and seeing strangers in the house, especially detectives and border guards.
Are you Annabelle's caretaker?
As she she sort of slowly, graciously walks towards the kitchen, she's opening the fridge and getting stuff. She says without looking at you, Detective Simon, what was your last name?
Vincent.
Vincent. Detective Vincent. Detective. On the police
Yes.
force, I assume.
No, I'm a private detective.
Oh, private detective, I see. A whole different thing. Her eyes level on you, Tony, when she says that, as she's making like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or something. I don't think I need to answer any of your questions. Her back is towards you as she says this, and there's sort of an edge in her voice. And in fact, you should answer all of mine. As she turns with the sandwich, or else we might have a misunderstanding. I mean, who knows? Maybe even wrongful entry? She sits down at the table.
That seems rather dubious. If you're implying that we are simply having a friendly conversation, that is one thing. But we were, as stated, invited into the home so that
Miss
my daughter.
Mizrahi, do you accept grown adults just appearing in your house? Well, unannounced. 3.
You have no idea.
It
I
wasn't
think I'm
unannounced.
well within my right to ask you what you're doing here. Or I
we have
could
told you.
call the real police. Another winning smile.
I see. I see you're not actually apprised of trespass laws in this country. As you see, I am. It's important for me to understand. You see, there must be notice given. If you wish us to leave, we can leave. But there has been no notice
Why
given
don't you all
that we were.
leave? You may all leave.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Annabelle, I suggest you stay here. As Annabelle kind of looks back and forth, not knowing what to do. What do you guys do?
I leave.
Yeah, leave.
Yeah, I'll get up and leave. So, and just so you know, Annabelle, if she is not your parent, you don't have to listen to her as I walk out the door.
Do you bid anything?
I'll bid authoritative because I'll say this I'll be like, oops, sorry, I'm trying to do my notes over here. I will look at Annabelle and I'll be like, unless she is because even though right now I am a private detective, I was a full-fledged detective with the police force. And I know that unless she is your parent or your legal guardian, you do not have to listen to her.
As you say that, Annabelle looks over at Miss Levon, who's still, if you didn't just listen to what she said, by the winning smile she has, you would never have known that she had any sort of cross words or intent. As Annabelle looks at her and kind of like her eyes cast down, and she gets up and starts going with you. As Miss Levon, the smile turns sour. But Annabelle goes, I'll be back later, and she goes with you. She'll put on a coat first. Actually, she'll go back into the back, get dressed, and then come out with you. It's a few awkward moments. And Levon doesn't say anything. She just sits there and eats her sandwich while staring at you.
I will say to Levon, from the sounds of it, this may not be your house either. And I will escort Annabelle out as we go.
As you do, and you guys get back into the Buick. Last bit. Nord, you're in your van I'm assuming developing.
Definitely developing.
As you're coming down off the shrooms, developing the photos and such, the words are in your head over and over and over and over and over, like that song that just won't get out. Maybe even you find yourself muttering them or even singing them, maybe even dancing around to the beat of them. The word that you know is revelo. It's a word you've heard before. Revelo. You're kind of getting into it. As you are developing the first picture, you see it's the hut. It's what you saw before. The second picture is just items. I believe you'd taken different photos of items and such.
Yeah, I've got them. I took a photo of Tony in his book while he was holding a gun at his apartment, and then I took a picture
It's
of
iconic.
Joyce and Tony's kitchen. I definitely wonder how that turned out. And then I took a photo of the empty kitchen with brine and seawater.
As you, all of those are pretty standard. The one with Cloyce, you look at it, and there's almost no features on him, despite the flash. The kitchen itself is lit up with the flash, but Cloyce is almost like a shadow. You can just barely see some features, and it looks like there's water or goo dripping from him. His eyes have those. It's either a sparkle or some problem with the the developing process, but he almost looks completely black. Definitely
It did.
strange.
It's a strange photo.
And in the back, you see a door. It's the door's open. It opens out, so you don't see the actual hinge, and it's just inky darkness, like it's a door that you did not see before. It'll be back to the left, behind some of the cabinets.
And then I took a picture of the monolith.
The monolith comes
runes
out.
on it.
Yep.
And then I took a number of photos inside the little
You
hut.
see all of those as you're looking through one of the photos. The first one you took before you'd actually gone in. Maybe looking at the other ones. You're poking around on Cloyce. The one of Cloyce. As you get to the hut photo, you notice something. You almost don't notice it, and then you do. The flash causes stark shadows. You see the altar and the shadow that it casts. You also see a second shadow of a figure sitting across the far end, across from you. It's a shadowy character. Looks male, smaller than Cloyce. It's sitting crouched, staring at you. In the darkness of your van, you're seeing these and such, maybe with your little flashlight. And this creepy feeling of being watched through the photo by this unseen shadow. As I'm going to take a little bit of narrative control, a loud thump 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 on the door. Dum, 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 dum.
I just stay quiet and lock the door as quietly as possible.
You do. Simon, you hear a faint locking of the door as you guys have arrived back at the gas station. You're knocking on Nord's door. And that is where we're going to end.
Yeah. Anybody get any minor or major goals?
Oh yeah, I got a minor goal for meeting Annabelle again.
I got a minor goal as well.
You guys taking note of your party goals?
Yep.
Holger, are you keeping note of it? How many are we at?
And I only got a minor goal if we get goals.
So if
because you suggested it. You suggested it last time. Getting off the island was an attainable goal, and it was very difficult. So that's what it went to.
Where are you guys at?
If 2 more goals were attained, then that would put us at 7.
All right, you guys are at 7. If you got a minor goal, you get 1 XP, 1 pip. You return 1 cunning and 1 breath. Anybody else get anything?
That's why Nord was so anxious to get us off that island. He wanted that minor goal.
But that's a good deal because it actually did push you forward. Okay. Special thanks to our Patreon patrons, our recurring stars, Tim Roberts, Narrative NPCs, Daniel Holker. If you guys want to help us out with Patreon, please do. We do this, and we're gonna have some other projects as well, web series, as well as more podcast stuff. It would really help. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Please do. Media production by Couch Fire Media. They do great media. Damn it. Music by all lowercase letters. Which, if you have TikTok or any of those Instagram and such, and you're doing stories and reels and whatnot, you can actually find all lowercase letters as music that you can use, and I suggest you do because it's pretty cool. Also, similar to the Red Writ that is going on and on and on, and is very catchy in Nord's head, all lowercase letters is very catchy. It's good stuff. I sing it to myself. What to do on a freak? Anyway. Broadcasting. Yeah, we go live on Mondays, 7 p.m. Eastern. The podcast will go Wednesday and Friday. After Hours, which is the second podcast, will go on Saturday. You know, come and hang out with us.